Hi everyone, welcome to the Data Science Fast Track course. This is Nawaz. I'm a corporate trainer, consultant, and mentor for data science, artificial intelligence, and related subfields. Now, let us go to our today's agenda. Today is a day 10, or of course, it's a the last day of this particular course. And in the today's course we will be talking about, we will first go and explore the different case studies in data science, like we simply see what are the different the fields, the companies we in the real life which are using data science, which just implementing data science in their day-to-day life, in their production or in their operation, in their sales, like that. Okay, then we'll try to create a one project, and I'll share this particular project with you along with the code and the data, so you can be able to go ahead with this particular project. Okay, then third thing is that uh, like uh, I'll try to like give you the access to share your screen, so you can present your work. If you did some work related to particular our course, like as we discussed throughout the last 9 days. So if you did some work, so you can present over here. If you have any questions, any doubt related to your work, or if you wanted to you know understand what will be the next step for this particular work, so we'll explain all that over here after after presenting our final project. Now after that, guys, okay, we will have a quick question answer and feedback session. So if you guys have any questions related to this particular course, or what will be the next steps, so we can discuss that in the Q&A session. And I'll also share the one feedback link with you, feedback form link, so you can share this feedback, uh, submit that feedback, so you will get the certificate. Okay, and also, like, we will understand, okay, like how was the course, okay, what are the different areas you just understood, and what will be the like we have to or know do something again in the in the next step. Then after that, we'll finally, you know after Q&A session, we'll go with the closing remarks and what will be the next steps for continuing education and your career development, right? So guys, let us start with the first case studies in data science. So if you're talking about the data science case studies, so guys, remember, right, nowadays if you go and search on the internet, let's say very simple, like our very trending news, which is about the chat gpt, right? Like when chat gpt was launched, at that time, each and every tech giant wanted to create the the application like chat gpt. So at that time, Google also, uh, Google is also in a hurry, and he just launched the Google Bard. So like that Google Bard is not like the Chat GPT, because he just made few wrong the answers. So at that time, the people just ask few multiple questions to the Google Bard, and Google Bard not able to provide the right answer to them. So simply they just took the screenshot and they can simply put over the social media. So okay, that's the reason Google just lost around, okay, at that date Google just lost around $100 billion. Okay, the share of Google was just uh, you know touched to the ground around 8% below to the current market share. So that's that will be the the, you can say that, the power of the different data science applications. So guys, let us go ahead and see the data science case studies, what are the different companies we have in the real life, and those who implemented data science in their day-to-day work, right? So like AI will never replace humans, but the peoples who understood how you can use the chat GPT, definitely they will replace you. Okay, so go ahead, and understand the upcoming tools as well. Okay, just try to go with the upcoming skills. Okay, try to get your hand dirty with the upcoming skills. So there is no one which can replace you. Very much interesting. 10,500 stores are there, and we can say stores and clubs including in around 24 countries, and you can say that the employees of the Walmart are around, you can say that the 2.2 million, which means around 22 lakhs, okay, around the globe. And if you see the revenue of the fiscal year 2021 and 2022 of the Walmart, you will find that the around 559 billion dollar. Okay, and they just show the growth of around 35 billion dollar, right, with the expansion of the e-commerce sector, right? So basically you can see that Walmart is growing very in a exponential manner. Okay, so we can say that the Walmart is a data driven company. Okay, because if you see that in today's world, you know the companies, those who are storing their data, with a storing their data in a privacy and confidentiality, they are just maintaining these things: confidentiality, privacy, integrity, and availability of the data. So definitely those companies are growing nowadays. Why? Because you will find that data is a, like the professionals said like this: data is the new oil to the economy, or data is more powerful than money. Okay, in the today's world, like if you see the people are started you know just storing their data, they will never share their data with you, right? So company never share their data with you, they will never open source their data, because you will find that the data is the is the only thing which can generate the revenue for them. Okay, after analyzing the data, after finding out the trends and patterns or some inputs from the data, so definitely they can uh, find out some revenue from that. Okay, so that's why no one just sharing the data. Okay, and only those companies are you will find that just their growth of those companies is just like exponential, right? So if you see that in the Walmart, okay, there are few applications of data science. So if you go and see the Walmart's personalized customer shopping experience, okay, like if Walmart basically analyzes their customer preferences and shopping patterns to optimize the stocking and displaying of merchandise in their stores. So analysis of big data basically helps Walmart to understand new item sales. Okay, and then Walmart is able to make decisions on discounting products and the performance of the brands, right? Then if you see the second application of data science in Walmart is nothing but the order sourcing and on time delivery promise. Okay, like if you see that the like the few startups are uh, few startups are there in India, those are delivering the food in 10 minutes, I guess. So like how they can able to predict that, like they will be able to deliver the the food delivery in the 10 minutes. If let's say if I want to order biryani, so biryani, you will never cook biryani in 10 minutes, and you will never deliver the biryani in 10 minutes. But how they find that, how they understood, like like these all the things, how they can tell to the customers, they can you know they can made the big banner and they mention the on time delivery as well as the delivery in 10 minutes, right? So how they do that? Because of they applied some data science application on their data, right? So let's say if I give you one example for that, let's say if there is XYZ hotel is there and the biryani of that particular hotel is very famous, and you know then that particular app understood that in the total month in a one particular month, okay, how many orders for the biryani, okay, like the customers ordering the biryani from that particular hotel. So let's say there are 100 orders are there in a whole month, okay, and customer ordered a biryani from that particular hotel. So in the next month, okay, that company simply apply data science and like they can simply tell to that particular hotel like create the biryani full dish. Let's say they just come up with the prediction like create the 10 biryani plates each day, okay. So whenever you will get the order, you can simply pack that biryani, okay, and simply deliver that biryani. So that's how the on time delivery happen, okay. That is the thing. Because if you see that the many products are not, we never cook those product in a 10 minutes, and then we are not only making those product in a 10 minutes and also delivering it, okay. So that is the thing. So here also, okay, just by analyzing the previous data, the patterns of the data, like how you can your purchase history, they are storing your purchase history. You can delete your data, but customer never delete your data. Okay, your data will always be there in the data warehouse or the data centers of that particular company. Let's say I add one, upload one Instagram image on Instagram, and after some time, after some days, okay, I change my mind. I just now wanted to delete my that particular image which I shared, so I simply delete. But Instagram never delete your image. So that is the thing, okay. Now third thing is that, okay, we have the packaging optimization. So if we're talking about the packaging optimization, which is also known as the box recommendation. So basically, box recommendation is a daily occurrence in the shipping of items in, you can say that, the e-commerce or retail business. Okay. So when items of an order or multiple orders for the same customers are ready for packaging, and Walmart has developed a recommender system that picks the base size box which holds all the order items with the the least in box space, so which can waste box space waste in within a fixed amount of time. So this bin packaging problem is a, you can say that the NP hard problem familiar to a data scientist, right? So these are the, these are just the three use cases or the case studies, okay, of the data science which can be implemented by Walmart in the different domains or in the different department, you can see. Okay, packaging optimization is in the logistics, right? Then order sourcing, on time delivery, this is for the transportation kind of thing. I like this, right? So let's talk about the next company's data science case study. And this company is very well known company for all of us, okay. Like in whole life, I guess for all of us, okay, at least one time you ordered something on Amazon, isn't it? Okay, which means that we know all about the Amazon, right? So Amazon also, you will find that the lot of the employees are there in the Amazon. If you see that the recently Amazon in, I guess, in 2024, you know so like 2014, he just launched the AWS, Amazon Web Services. So after that, you will find that around, you know, the basically you will find that we can say that the around 1000 terabytes of data, or you can say that the around 100 million gigabytes of data across more than 1.4 million servers, right, on the Amazon. So this data is kind of big data, you can say, okay, which Amazon has, right? So for handling that particular data and arranging that all the things, okay, like he also Amazon also implemented few data science algorithms like recommendation systems, right? So basically data science, this particular recommendation system understand the customer's need and recommend them to the you know recom basically recommending them before the customer searches for a product, right? So this particular model uses the collaborative filtering, which we will be exploring in our upcoming course, right? And you will find that the Amazon uses around 152 million customers purchase data to build the recommendation system model. That is nothing but a data science model. So basically then Amazon can able to decide, okay, which product to you know just recommend to the customer, right? Any particular customer. So for that you will find that the Amazon able to generate 35% of its annual sales using the just the recommendation based system, right? So that is the power of the data science algorithms. Then you will find that the retail price optimization. So Amazon product prices are basically optimized based on a predictive model that basically determines the base price so that the user do not refuse to buy it based on the price. So this particular model carefully determines the optimal prices considering the customer's likelihood of purchasing the product and thinks the price will affect the customer's future buying patterns. Okay, to maintain the loyalty of the customers, okay, they just implemented the retail price optimization, right? Then third thing is that the fraud detection. So if you know fraud detection, like the very famous thing is that uh, on the e-commerce company, you will find that the e-commerce company remains at high risk of retail fraud, if you see. So for that, so basically company, okay, to avoid that particular thing, so for that company collects historical and real-time data for every order, okay, done by their e-commerce site. And basically they uses machine learning algorithm to find transactions with a higher probability of being fraudulent. So this proactive measure has helped the company restrict clients with an excessive number of returns on products. Okay, like there is one popular thing, credit card fraud detection, right? If you wanted to understand this thing in a in a better manner, okay, we will have one project which is nothing but a credit card fraud detection, right? Like in might be in upcoming webinar we'll discuss about that if you want. Okay, then we have the next company which is nothing but the Netflix. Okay, like why I'm sharing this all the things with you guys, because this case study is very much helpful for you to understand what are the different domains or what are the different methods of data science which you can use in your company as well, right? So so this thing you all know, like there is one famous quote of the Netflix which is very motivational quote. Like Netflix just created the banner for like, we just started with the DVDs, so basically never never give up on your dreams, because Netflix started with the DVDs in around, I guess, in 1997, right? And then Netflix has expanded into the streaming business as well, right? So now we all know the Netflix, you know then Netflix also implemented few data science applications like personalized recommendation system. Like if we talk about the personalized recommendation system, so let's say you are just you have the Netflix subscription, and you just go to the Netflix and search for particular movie, okay, which is related to the genre, let's say comedy, or the genre, let's say the horror, like that. Okay, so basically in the next time, okay, while you open the Netflix, at that time Netflix will refer you the few movies, few series, okay, which is related to that particular genre, so which is related to that particular movie that you watch before on Netflix. Okay, so that is nothing but the personalized recommendation system, right? So basically Netflix uses your past watch history to recommend the future web series or movies, like that. Then if we go with this, so you can see that the content development using data analytics. So Netflix uses data science to analyze the behavior and the patterns of its users, as I told you, to recognize themes and category that the masses prefer to watch, right? So this data is used to produce shows like the Umbrella Academy, right? And if you and we can also say that the orange is the new black, right? Let's say recently we also have the one, I guess, Korean, I guess, web series. So you will find that, okay, the which is the multiple web series, okay, related to that particular, similar to that particular web series. Okay, so basically, so how they understood that, so just by using the data analytics is a part of data science, if you see, right? So they can develop the content just by using the data analytics to to just find out the trends and patterns from the data, and now they are creating the content. They are developing the content by using that. So that's it. Then after that, marketing analytics for campaigns. You will find that the Netflix again uses a data analytics to find the right time to launch shows and ad campaigns to have maximum impact on the target audience. If you see that, like today is Black Friday, if you sorry, not the Black Friday, sorry, it's, I guess, Good Friday is there. So like if you know that lot of the sales and ads, you will see that about the Good Friday, okay, today. So this is about the marketing analytics. Okay, this is about the campaigns which our company doing, okay, related to each and every occasion, right? To to do the marketing of their products. Now if you go ahead with the Spotify, you know so if you see that the Spotify is a related to the streaming platform, if you see. Okay, so like again in the Spotify, so again the Spotify implemented the the data science application, which is nothing but the personalize of content using recommendation system, as the Netflix did. Okay, this is the same, okay, the first topic I mentioned in the Netflix, right? Then second thing is that the Spotify targeted marketing through customer segmentation. Now it's very important part, customer segmentation. Like if you know what is customer segmentation is, so in that case you will understand. So basically, let's say uh, sometimes, okay, let's say I'm having my, okay, let's go with another example. So, okay, now let's say there is a, particular, you can say that the particular region, in that particular region the particular festival is happening. Okay, and that festival is very popular in that particular region. So you will find that the companies, you know just bring the particular, offer related to that particular, the region, you can say, in that particular duration of that festival. Okay, so that is nothing but the customer segmentation. As we know, companies has its customers in around the globe. Okay, but few offers, few, you can say that the few campaigns are just for the particular regions. Okay, that is nothing but the target marketing through customer segmentation, right? Then after that, CNN for classification of songs and audio tracks. What is CNN? CNN is nothing but the convolution neural networks. Okay, and convolution neural network is a very popular neural network algorithm which can able to classify anything, either your text data, either your numeric data, either your mixed data, either your audio data, songs, and anything. Okay, so basically Spotify uses the CNN for doing the classification of songs and audio tracks, right? Airbnb. Okay, so basically this is the, this is the travel industry, if we talk about. Okay, so if you know the Airbnb, so basically this company was born in 2007 in San Francisco. Okay, and now you will find that since now, basically it has grown to around 4 million hosts and 5.6 million listings worldwide, who have welcomed more than 1 billion guest arrivals in almost every country around the globe, right? So basically Airbnb is active in each and every country, except the few countries, okay, like the Iran, Sudan, Syria, and North Korea, because these are the few countries, those you can see that the instability is there, right? Now after, okay, like this particular company also, just implemented data science applications in their, day-to-day work, like the recommendation system and search ranking algorithms. Now if you see that, guys, the recommendation system, as I told you, the recommendation system is nothing but the, it's about the, depends on your past history. Basically Airbnb recommend you the upcoming, uh, you know different things. Okay, upcoming, you can say that the, if we talk about the search ranking algorithm, so if you know about the search ranking algorithm, so in simple words, like let's say if you search for a particular, keyword, so, you know definitely you will get the, the keyword related information on the top. Okay, but if you search that, the maximum number of time, so you will find that like all of you searching that particular, let's say chat gpt, we are searching on the Google. So according to search ranking algorithm of Google, you will find that the, those who can simply, use the keywords chat gpt maximum number of time in their website, so those, you can say that the, those company you will see on the top, right? So that is the thing, except sponsored one. Okay, except sponsored one, right? Then you will find that the NLP for review analysis, right? So you will find that the Airbnb has, multiple reviews of the customers. So for doing the analysis of the review, they can simply use the natural language processing. And like, we are also, introducing the this particular natural language processing in our upcoming course as well. Okay, so we'll also do this review analysis, sentiment analysis of the customers, right? Then we have the smart pricing using predictive analysis. You will find that the few price of, let's say, like if you know about the dynamic pricing about the you know the air tickets, right? And if you go with the, you know let's say, any different, if you go for the, go for the purchasing any product, so you will find that the pricing for that is nothing but the static, you know but for the air price you will see that the dynamic prices is there. So if you, in the first, if you go and search for the, you know the air ticket, so you will see that the first price is, you know the X price. Then after that, if you again go and search for the same price, you will see that that price is somewhat increase. Okay, X plus N. Okay, some increment is there in that particular price. So that is nothing but the dynamic pricing, which is nothing but each and every time that price you will see that the different increasing most of the time. Okay, so that is nothing but the smart pricing using predictive analytics. Then let us talk about the Uber. Like if you know about the dynamic pricing for, the Uber, like depends on the, search and demand forecasting, you know so like let's say in the particular area there is very high demand of the Uber. Okay, Uber taxis. So at that time you will find that Uber just implemented the dynamic prices in that particular area, and you will find that the rate will be increased, right, for you as well and for the taxi drivers as well, right? They will also get, high paid. So that is the thing, right? So that is nothing but the dynamic pricing algorithm implemented by the Uber. You can definitely search for this, you know like the few people just uh, you know did the case for the same as well. Okay, then one click chat. So basically Uber has developed a basically machine learning and natural language processing solution called one click chat, or simply OCC, for coordination between drivers and users. So this feature anticipates responses for commonly asked questions, making it easy for the drivers to respond to customer messages, and drivers can reply with the clock of just one button, right? So one click chat is developed on Uber's machine learning platform, to perform NLP on rider chat messages and generate appropriate responses to them, right? And then we have the customer retention. So like if you see that, okay, like because of the dynamic pricing it will be very difficult to retain the customers, because let's say in the X region, the price for X to Y distance is, let's say, $100. After that you will see that after next day the price for the same distance X to Y, okay, in that same region, the price will be dropped, let's say 70. So at that time the sentiments of the customers will hurt, definitely hurt, because the customers might think about, like, I just paid $100 yesterday and now the price is 70. Okay, so like for that they just you know they just created the customer retention algorithm as well to retain their customer. Like the, if let's say if the customer is repetitive, so what they did, so they are just decreasing the some kind of some decreasing the some weightage of the dynamic prices of that particular customer, right? So that is again the, you will find that that's how they can maintain the customers loyalty, right? Now okay, these are the, so many different real applications, real life application you can see of the data science, guys. Okay, and why I'm showing you this, to understand, you can be able to understand, yes, you can do almost anything with the data science if you have the data, and also if you don't have the data, then only you can implement data science on that, right? Either if you go for the, let's say, reinforcement learning, in the reinforcement learning you will find that you don't need to collect any data. Okay, while analyzing that particular data, the machine is capable to generate its own data, and it can be able to analyze that particular data. Okay, you will find that this thing is the repetitive thing. Okay, so that is nothing but the reinforcement learning. In the data science also, you will find that if you don't have the data, sometimes you will have to go for the surveys to collect the data, right? So sometimes you will find that this like if you're watching video on YouTube, you will see that the one pop-up automatically comes in your video, and it will just you know it will give you the 5 seconds time, like that we are just surveying on the YouTube, like YouTube also doing the survey, okay, to improve its algorithm of the recommendation, right? So that is the thing. Now let us go ahead and understand what are the different data science case studies are there in the social media. So if we talk about the social media, so we will be taking the social media like the, you can see that the LinkedIn. Okay, and we all know that there are multiple platforms are there, but why I took the LinkedIn, because it's a professional network, right? In the LinkedIn you will find that the all the this is nothing but the professional networks of yours, right? That's why I choose this. Now if you understood this, LinkedIn recruiter implement search algorithm and recommendation system, right? So basically this particular LinkedIn recruiter helps recruiters to build and manage a talent pool to optimize the chances of hiring candidates successfully. So this sophisticated product works on search and again recommendation engines. The LinkedIn recruiter handles complex queries and filters on a constantly growing large data set. So the in the results, they able to deliver the relevant and specific outcomes. The initial search model was based on linear regression, just linear regression that I showed you in our previous sessions, right? I guess in the second or third session, just based on the linear regression. But they just eventually upgraded that particular model, okay, from the linear regression into the gradient boost decision tree that we will be using in our today's data science project. Okay, that I'll show you the data science project in the later part of this particular session. After understanding these case studies, right, we will be implementing gradient boost data decision tree model on our data in the final project, right? So that's how they come up with the multiple different algorithms, which is helpful for their organization, their their software, their application. Then we have the again the recommendation system personalized for newsfeed. So if you see that, guys, like if you are the company is online, totally online, and in each and every company, okay, not just for the social media company, not just for the, let's say, e-commerce company, in each and every company you will see that the recommendation in system is there. So for that we will have few algorithms like association rule. We have the market basket analysis algorithm. We have the the say the filtering methods. Okay, so based on that we can create the recommendation system as well. If you know the data, you can be able to create the recommendation system for your company as well. Okay, so understanding this recommendation engine, you know we will have you can simply search for this on internet, right, to understand more about this recommendation system as well. And one the good thing is that I just introduced this recommendation system in our course as well, right? Then if you know CNNs to detect inappropriate content, like I mentioned before CNA on the previous slide, okay, to again the analyze the reviews. So here also on LinkedIn's, they just implemented the convolution neural networks to detect any kind of inappropriate content on LinkedIn, right? So basically they can simply remove that content from the LinkedIn, or they can hide that content, or they can be able to do anything. But for that, they need to detect that particular content is the inappropriate content, right? So they, for that, they just implemented the CNN, which is a very popular algorithm of deep learning, right? Okay, now guys, let us go ahead and understand the data science case study in healthcare domain. So if you know, Pfizer is a very popular name in the healthcare domain, right? It's a multinational pharmaceutical company, yes or no? And you will find that the, I guess the Pfizer is created the vaccine also for the, COVID-19, if you know. Then Pfizer also used the data science to implement in his day-to-day work, like identifying patients for clinical trials. Like, what is clinical trial? So basically they are using the patients, right, for doing the research of creating the new medicines. So for that, okay, their, the company has to do clinical trials, okay, while, just launching any new medicine. Okay, so for that, how to identify the patients, that patient is right for our trial or not, for our medicine or not. So they can use the data science for identifying patients for doing the clinical trials, right? In my master degree, when I was doing my master degree, that, okay, at that time, okay, we got one subject which is nothing but the clinical trials. You will find that around there are four phases are there, okay, like starting from the phase to collecting the data of the, based on the multiple patients. You can just do, just give them the medicine, and they are checking the responses of that particular medicine, okay, on the different patients. So that's that kind of subject we, had in the, okay, in my master degree in statistics, right? So that is again very interesting concept, guys. Then if you see that the supply chain and manufacturing, again they implemented the very different optimization techniques as well of the data science, right? So they will, those optimization technique will definitely help in the supply chain and the manufacturing part, right? Then what about next? So if you see that the drug development, so in the drug development as well, okay, they are using multiple data science technique. Data science is not just about the building the model, it's about the multiple methods of the statistics as well. So if you know that in the drug development, we will have to implement the multiple statistical tests, okay. So that is again the part of the data science, right? Then let us go ahead and see the different case study of, the data science in the another domain, which is nothing but the oil and gas. As we all know, Shell, yeah. So if you're talking about the Shell, so Shell is a global group of energy and petrochemical companies with over around, I guess, 18,000, 80,000 employees in around 70 countries. And you might see the petrol pumps of the Shells as well, right? So they also implemented the data science, algorithms in their day-to-day work, like the precision drilling, right? So, like, if we're talking about the, this particular thing, so basically they use the, reinforcement learning to control the drilling equipment used in mining the oil and gas. And if you don't know about the reinforcement learning, so basically reinforcement learning works on a reward based system. based on the outcomes of the AI model. So this algorithm is designed to guide the drills as they move through the surface based on the historical data from drilling records, right? So this is again a very interesting concept. This is, you can say that, the third category of the machine learning, which is nothing but the reinforcement learning. As I introduce you to the two categories of the machine learning, like the supervised and unsupervised. Okay, like we applied the supervised learning models in the our previous sessions as well, right? And what are the different unsupervised learning models as well, like the customer segmentation is there, that is nothing but the clustering algorithm. Then you will have the, if you wanted to reduce the dimension, then you can use a principal component analysis, that is again the unsupervised learning algorithm. So in the reinforcement learning, you will find the applications of reinforcement learning like this. Okay, then we have the efficient charging terminals. So, as we know, due to climate changes, governments have encouraged people to switch to electronic vehicle to reduce carbon dioxide emission, right? However, the lack of public charging terminals has deterred people from switching to the electronic cars. So for that, Shell uses AI to monitor and predict the demand for terminals to provide efficient supply, and multiple vehicle charging from a single terminal may create a considerable grid load, and predictions on demand can help to make this process more efficient, right? Now after this, monitoring service and charging stations. So again here also, okay, we will be implementing the the machine learning models, okay, which can just capture the images and the labels of the, you can say that, the of the vehicles, and they can simply classify it, and basically they can simply use this algorithm to alert the staffs, you know to basically reduce the risk of fires, right? So how they can monitor the services that they're, simply we can say that they're charging sessions, right? Then the next and most famous company, which is nothing but the Zomato, food delivery app, or food delivery company, you can say. As we all know, Zomato was founded in 2010, and now it is currently this company is one of the most well-known food tech companies, if you know, right? Like, I guess all of you, at least one times, just uh, order the food from the Zomato, right? So they also implement the different things like the personalized recommendation system for homepage. Like if you go to the homepage of the Zomato app, so you will get the personalized recommendation system, because as you know, for going to the homepage of the Zomato apps, you will have to log in. Okay, and if you search for any keyword, any item, so definitely it can just simply use that particular your data, and it will recommend the further different dishes to you, right? So that is nothing but the personalized recommendation system for you, right? So let's say uh, like if you go let's say if you go with the ordering any, let's say like let's say if you go and uh, what we can say, if you go and order any dish which is related to let's say you just go and a random dish you just order for your dinner, so at that time, like it will just share you the basically the, like, do you want to order some dessert or not, like this, or you wanted to add some sweets or not, right? So like many times if you find sometimes people are more likely to after the dinner they are trying to uh, eat the sweets, okay, like this, or they try to they just more likely to drink the any like the Coke and all. So in Zomato also, use a personalized recommendation system to, recommend those kind of product with you. See guys, you don't have to worry about just exploring the new tools. Let's say if you in you just if you let's say if you just use the SPSS, and that is, I know that is very popular tool of the statistics, but like if you wanted to grow in your life, if you wanted to achieve something, to achieve job which is a the trending job, you can say, for that you will have to learn the few new things. Okay, so you will have to increase your the skills, you can say. So for that you will have to learn the few tools which are trending tools like Python, SQL, non-SQL tools, some data visualization, business intelligence tools you will have to learn. Okay, so that's we are those all the things, those all the skills tools we just introduce in this particular course. So you don't have to hesitate for learning new things. If you have any doubts related to this particular course, this particular all the tools which I mentioned in this particular course, so you can anytime you can ask me, you can just come to me on the LinkedIn and you can ask me related to this particular course or these particular tools which we covered in this particular course, right? So this is not this is not like then you just you understood this part, or let's say like you have the expertise in any other domain and you wanted to shift in the data science, but after seeing that there are a lot of tools are there. So so that is not be the case. This all the tools are very easy, like I show you the yesterday Power BI. Okay, and like I know like all of you guys just understood the Power BI. Now the thing is that, okay, like after just getting the recordings for that particular class, you will definitely go to the YouTube, you will definitely search for that particular recording, and you will definitely go through that recording to understand you know like the how you can complete your dashboard. Like I know you completed your dashboard, let's say 80%, 70%. So, and I know as well you can try to complete your dashboard 100% as well of the Power BI, at least Power BI, if you're talking about, right? So that is the things, right? So then after that, guys, okay, now after this we will be we'll done with this particular topic. Data science case study will go to our final project, guys. Okay, this is just two things we just remain with, like the first, if you see, which is nothing but the analyzing customer sentiment. So if you see that the sentiment analysis is again the very you can see that the interesting project, okay, of each and every company. Like if they are customer centric companies, which means that the companies like the Amazon, Zomato, so like for them the customers are nothing but the king. Okay, so to that's why they just they do anything to just uh, maintain the to maintain the relationship between the company and customer. So that's why they just try to analyze the customer segmentation from their reviews, right, from their, let's say, from their number of orders, okay, in a month, like that. Okay, so that's again, if you wanted to go ahead for this particular custom sentiment analysis project, customer sentiment sentiment analysis. So again we will be exploring this particular customer sentiment analysis project in our course. Or if you wanted to go ahead by yourself, so you can search for the same as well on the custom on the internet. Just search for the customer sentiment analysis and definitely you will get that, right? Then we have the last one, which is nothing but the predicting food preparation time. Like I mentioned, nowadays you will find that the delivery in 10 minutes. Okay, so for that it's very important to predict the food preparation time. So they will just find out the food preparation time, and they can just deliver that particular food to the customer. Okay, So that is again the very popular problem, or I can say that the business problem of the data science, right? And Zomato cracked the code for that, right? Zomato just implemented this particular, you know the machine learning algorithm to predict the food prediction time as well, right? So like that you will find that the many different case studies are there. Just the thing is that, guys, you have to just go and you have to understand these all the things. You have to go and explore all about this particular different case studies and different algorithms which just implemented by the different companies. Now after this, guys, as we know, let's get started with our practical part, which is nothing but the final data science project of this particular course, right? Now guys, this is my Jupyter notebook. Okay, and I just open this particular car price prediction. Okay, now what you can do is you can simply just go over here and go to the kernel, guys. Okay, and try to go with the restart and clear all the outputs. So I'm just going and clearing all the outputs so I can able to discuss, we can discuss each and every code with you, right? Now one more thing, guys, let me show you the final output for this particular code with you, right? Let me show you the final output for this. So for that, what we need, we just need the anaconda prompt. Anaconda prompt I just need. Okay, and I'll simply go and open this anaconda prompt, right? This is my anaconda prompt. Okay, just go. Okay, and let me just select this folder, and I'm selecting this particular path. I'm copying it and I'm going into the anaconda for prompt. I'm just saying that cd, which means change the directory. Now just go and select copy paste the path, enter it. Now after this, here you can see that in this particular folder I have my app.py file, this particular file. If you see my app.py file, if you see, so what I can show you over here, just simply go to the anaconda prompt, just write the python app.py and enter it, right? I just wanted to show you the final output for this particular project. Now guys, in this particular part, we will be using the one famous library of Python, which is nothing but the Flask. That is again very easy. This is not a this is not hard. This is again very easy. Let me just press the control and enter this particular link, so we can simply go to the our this particular browser. You can see now, guys, this is the web page of my particular app. This is for the car price prediction, if you see. Okay, so these are the features I just wanted to add over here, and then I can simply go and the just predict the car price, what will be my selling price, right? So here if you go and you can, let's say I just wanted to add the year for this, so let me go and add the 2011, right? Let me add the 2011. Here I can add, let's say 11 lakh, right? 11 lakh. Okay, then let's say I'll just go for the 12,000 kilometers. Okay, the car driven. Then previous owner, let's say the second hand car is this. Okay, then the fuel type, let's say go with the petrol, right? The same. Then let's go with the dealer or individual. Let's go with the individual. Okay, and the transmission type, let's go with the manual car, because you will find that the most of the people are taking the manual car, because automatic car will be very much expensive. And you will find that the people are buying the cars which is second hand, and those almost all the cars are nothing but the manual car instead of automatic car, if you see. So let me go and just praise this, and here you will find that the you can sell the car at 7.43 lakhs. So this will be my selling price, this will be my prediction, and here you can see that we got the output, right? And here I just added my company name, I added my, the copyright. Here you can see my LinkedIn ID, right? So if I can simply, click this, okay, I'll simply redirect to my LinkedIn, right? That is my LinkedIn profile, which is nothing but the this particular left hand side in the below lower, you know then okay, over there you will find that the link for my LinkedIn ID, right? So that is the thing. So these many things I just added. Now guys, this is very much simple, if you know. Okay, this is very much very simple. Like I just implemented the method which we saw previously, like the decision tree and random forest. Basically, open the Jupyter notebook. After opening the Jupyter notebook, wherever you have this particular file, okay, like after downloading this, I guess this particular folder will be in the download folder, right? So just go to the download folder. See, this is my download folder. Go to the download folder and you can simply open your file from there. For now, my file is in the fast track, data science fast track course in the in the day 10 folder. And in that we have the one folder car price prediction, which I shared with you, right? And in that we have this particular file. Just click to this and you will open this particular file, right? Just open it and simply go and import the library. So as we know, first library is going to be the NumPy library, and we are importing it as the NP, which means instead of NumPy, now we are using it as the NP, right? Then why we are using NumPy library? To do the simple data analysis thing, then to create the NumPy arrays and dimensional arrays, as well as we can also create the data, right? Then second thing is that we are using the pandas library. So if you see here, we are using pandas library to read the data. Then we have the matplotlib.pyplot library for data visualization, and then we have the seaborn library. Again, the seaborn library is for the data visualization. There is no single library in Python like for doing a singular task. So here you can see this is my data visualization library. This is again my data visualization library. Again, you will find that there are multiple data visualization library Python has, right? So let's go and run these cell. I hope now you're able to run the code along with me, guys. Now after this, here if you see the second thing, which is nothing but I am just going and reading the data just by using the pandas library PD. If you see over here pandas as PD, and I'm using pandas PD dot read underscore CSV, and I'm reading the data now, right? After reading the data, here you can see that we are just using the attribute shape to get the dimension of my data, and I'm printing it. After this, I just wanted to see the top 5 rows of my data. So for that, now after this, let's go and run this and see this is the size of my, my data or dimension of my data. You can see. So in my data, how many rows are there? 301 row are there. How many columns are there? Total 9 columns are there, right? Now, this is how my data looks like. Car name, like as we already understood these all the columns, so we can simply go ahead with our further code. Like as we know, car name, year is there, selling price, because this data is about the, mostly the second hand price, the car data, you can say. So this data is about the second hand cars in simple words. So we can simply go ahead with the further part of the data pre-processing, right? As we know, first is to understand the business problem. This is my first step. My second step is to read important libraries which are required for your analysis and read the data. After reading it, just see and understand the data. After understanding it, just go over here and try with the pre-processing stuff. So as we know, in the pre-processing or simply data cleaning, what we did in the previous sessions, okay, we go with checking the missing values. If is there any categorical data, so we can simply understand what are the different unique values are there in my categorical data, so we can use that particular unique value and we can do the feature engineering on it, like this. So for that, okay, let's go with first missing values. Let's go and run this. So here you can see that for each column here, you will see the zero value is there, isn't it? You will see the zero value, which means that there are no null value for your data, right? If you wanted to go and understand it again, okay, so what I can do, I can simply use this data dot info. So here you can see that, you know, how many entries are there? 301 rows are there. And here you can cross check this 301, 301 entries are there, and you can cross check with each and every column entries. So in each and every column you will find that the same number of entries, which means that there is no null value. If you see, let's say there is one missing value, let's say 300 data is there in any particular random column, so then you can say that yes, in that particular column I got the one missing value, right? But for now you can see that for all my columns I have simply 301 entries which are non-null. For all, you can see non-null, right? So in simple words, zero means, you know there are no missing value in my data. You can cross check by using this as well. And the help of this, info method is to understand the data type, the structure of my data, right? So this is nothing but the data structure, right? The data type is nothing but this, the type of each column, right? And this is my structure of the data, right? Now after understanding that there are no missing values in my data, now what we can do, if you see here, there are few object values, which means that you will find that the few columns which are nothing but the categorical column. You can see car name, seller type, fuel type, transmission, right? So what I can do over here is, I can simply go over here and I'll see what are the different unique values are there in my each categorical data, right? So for that, what I can do, this is just my code. Okay, this line is just my code. If you see that, this is just the code. Okay, but here, for printing the, for understanding the data in, to understand the output in a good way, that's why I attach this all the explanation. So you can go ahead with the explanation and understand this all the data. So let me just run this particular cell, then you will understand. So if you see over here, unique elements in seller type are dealer and individuals. So now it is readable, right? So if I can simply go over here and I can run this particular line of code which I selected, but if I go and I can run this whole line, so then it will be very easy to read my output, right? So that's what we did over here, right? Now after this, here you can see that we have the, petrol, diesel, CNG for the fuel type. What are the different unique types are there? So again, the second thing is that why we need these, why we need these. So if you see that, so if you see this thing, so we will be using this in my app, like I showed you the app. Okay, an app is saying that, okay, like there are few options about the seller type, like individual, and I created the, you know drop down menu, so from where you can select either a dealer or individual. Okay, from the fuel type you can select the either petrol, either diesel or CNG. Okay, in the same way you can select the manual or automatic. In the same way you can select the zero one first and second and third hand, right? And here you can see that the unique elements in the years, so you can see that the model, car models. Okay, like the which year's model is this, either 2014, 13, 17, 11, right? So these are the unique years we can say. Then after understanding these, okay, so I can simply go and I can create those particular drop down options in my particular, the we can say that the app web page. Now after these, the one more thing I guess, the car name is there, you know so here you can see that, okay, what are the unique number, okay, and unique, which is nothing but the number I want. So here you can see that the how many unique cars are there, how many unique cars models are there, 98. How many? 98 are there. Now after this, let us understand the summary statistics of my data. Okay, now basically here in my data you will find that the total 9 columns are there. Okay, selling price is my the target column, and remaining column are nothing but my input column. With the help of this remaining column, I'll be using this column to build the model which can predict the selling price, right? So for that, what I can do, I can simply understand the descriptive statistics of my numeric column, right? So just forget about this column and go with the remaining column, because you here you see this is the target column, and we don't make any changes in the target column. We will make the changes in the year, we'll make the changes in the present price, kilometers driven and owner if you want, right? So here you can see the lot of different things, like the count is again the same for all the columns because there are no missing values. Second thing is that you will find that the mean for each and every column. So here mean for year is not we want, right? Mean for year we don't want. This is my target column, again forget about this one. Okay, here this is my present price. So if we're talking about the present price, we can say that the average present price of the, you can say that the second hand car, or the car which the people wants to, the we can say that the people wants to sell is nothing but the 7.62 lakhs. Okay, now here you can see that the kilometers data driven. So the average kilometer data driven is around 36,000 kilometer or 37,000 kilometer, right? Then the car owner, so again here you can see that the owner is nothing but the 012 is there, right? So which means that this value is again near to zero, which means that the lot of cars are related to the first hand use, you can say. People wants to, let's say, upgrade the, they just wanted to buy any other car, that's why they just wanted to sell their existing car. Okay, so that's why you will find that the lot of people, those who just bought their first car from the showroom, now they just wanted to buy another new car from the showroom, so that's why they wanted to sell their car, which is a previous car, you can say. So that's why here you can see zero point 0.0, so this value is very much close to zero na. So that's why here you will find that the first hand owners. Then here you can see that the standard deviation is nothing but the variation in the year. So again we don't need this one years, we again don't need this. Okay, but we are understanding this. So here you can see that the standard deviation. So here you can see that the variability, this is the variance in between the lags. Okay, in between you can see that this much variance you will see. Okay, this much variance you will see, so the range is quite high. This is just the average, so might be there the cars in the like the 1 lakh 2 lakh. Okay, there might be car like in 10 lakh 14 lakhs, 15 lakhs 16 lakhs. So that's why you will see that the standard deviation 8.64. Then The standard deviation, the variation between the kilometer driven is nothing but the around 39,000 kilometer. Okay, again you can see this owner, again the variation, because lot of data comes from the first hand user of the car, first hand owner of the car. So that's why again you will see that the 0.24 is there, very again very much close to zero, right, as compared to 1 or 2, right? Then if you're talking about the minimum value, so you will find that the minimum value, see, only 32,000. 32,000 is the present price, and what will be the selling price for that particular car is only 10,000, right? So if you see that the how cheap is that, right? Then what about maximum car? So here you can see that the maximum car price, present price, is going to be the 92 lakh, right? And the selling price will be like 35 lakh, right? So that's how you can understand these all the descriptive statistics. Again guys, if you wanted to explain more about this, just try and understand each and every term. Just search for each and every term, because here if you go for the 25% or the 50%, so you will find that these terms are nothing but the 25th percent of observation, 50% of observation, 75th percent of observation, like this. Okay, this is not hard. As you see, this is a very simple concept, but just it's to understand this particular concept, right? So like, as we know, uh, like all of you, just starting from day one, okay, you are there in my each and every batch, so which means that you guys are very much interesting, right, for understanding the data science concept, to learn the data science, so to get the job related to this. And I guess uh, might be few people working into the same, for like the not for the exactly same, you can say that the data analyst or somewhat same, you wanted to upgrade yourself, right? So for that you guys are here, right? So to understand this all the concept, guys, again I am recommending you to search for all the content, right? If you want the resources to understand all this concept, just ping me on LinkedIn. Okay, will I'll try to give you the resources. Okay, now after this, here you can see that this after understanding this all the things, now what we can do, we can just go and explore the data engineering, right? So in the data engineering, here you can see that what we are doing is we are just understanding our data in a good thing. Like now here you can see, if you go and see the car name, if we go the car name, so car name is nothing but just the ID. If you see that the person ID, okay, or the person name, yes, so this is just the label for the car. It will be like, this never helps to build me the model of machine learning. So that's why what we can do, we can simply drop the car name over here, right? So that's why we are just choosing with the data like year, selling price, present price, kilometer. So instead of car name, we just going with this data. Okay, we just going with this. Now you can use the your knowledge of the index location dot ilock method. So this is for the column name. I just mentioned the each and every column name, okay, because the columns are very few column, total eight or total 9 columns are there. And now after dropping the car name, here you can see over only 8 columns are there, right? So that's why I just mention all the column name just by using the double square brackets over here, right? You can use the dot ilock method, or you can use the dot lock method to just go ahead with this, you know so you can simply use the another method as well instead of this. If you want, if you find this very lengthy, you can go ahead with another method. Okay, and which method? Like I mentioned, the second method over here, see, ilock method, index location, just use this method. Okay, for that, like for the above code, you can simply use this method, and instead of -1 you can put over here 1. Okay, and it will select all the data, like from the year column, because this is the first index column. If you see, this is my first index column, this is my zero index column, because in Python index start with 0 na. So that's why this is my zero index column. And if I wanted to remove this column and I wanted to add this column, so for that what I can do, I can just start selecting the columns from index 1 to the all the index, right? So which means that I am just removing this particular column. So that's what I did over here, right? But to understand, it's visually it's very simple to understand. Yes, I just dropped this particular car name from here, right? So that's why I mentioned this. Okay, visually it's very simple to understand. Yes, I am dropping this particular column, right? So that's why I did this. Now here you can see, just by using the data set dot head, or you can go ahead with the tail, and you can also go with the you know the sample as well. So it will take you, it will give you the random samples. Okay, but for that you will have to add the numbers. Okay, how many random samples you want, either 5, either 4, 3, 2, 1, anything. This is the thing. Now second thing is that, let's go and drop the data, the two columns, and let's see my data, how my data looks like, by using the dataset.head function. Now here you can see I just dropped the two columns from my data. Okay, okay. Now after this, let's go and use the get dummies. So this is nothing but the encoding part, guys. This is nothing but the encoding part. And why I am using it? Yes, I told you axis equal to 1 means I just wanted to drop the columns. If you go ahead with the axis equal to 0, which means that this is for rows. Axis equal to 0 means for rows, axis equal to 1 means for columns. So that's why I used axis equal to 1. So see here I mentioned the labels, not the columns. So for that, okay, I'll have to mention whether I'll have to go for the rows or the columns. So this is the label. Okay, not the column and rows. If I mention the column, then I don't need to mention the axis over here. But there is no the attribute for selecting the column name or the row name. So that's why I'll be using the labels, and I'll be selecting the axis equal to 1 or 0. So that will define whether I have to go with the doing the operations. This is my operation I'm doing on my data. Okay, whether this operation, okay, we can do column wise or row wise. That is the thing. Now understand this. After this, I'll be applying encoding on my categorical data. How many categorical data is there? Three columns which are categorical data: fuel type, sailor type, transmission. Isn't it? Okay, now here if you see, if you go over here, okay, in the encoding the categorical variable, so here you will find that, okay, this all the three columns I just took it over here: fuel type, sailor type, and transmission, right? And what I am saying, I'll be using the encoding. Like, if you don't know what encoding is, so let me show you the how the encoding works. So for that I just need to show you in the whiteboard. So give me a minute, I'll be opening the whiteboard so I can show you that. Just give me a minute so I can show you in the whiteboard, so it will be very easy to understand then. Okay, now what about the get dummies? What about get you know dummies? I guess if you see over here, okay, this is not get dummies. If you see, so here if you go over here and uh, let's say this is my data. Okay, for understanding, just try to understand this stuff. This is my gender column, guys. in my gender column, how many unique values will be there in my gender column? Gender column, mainly two values, right? Male and female, right? Absolutely. Now here you can see, let's say this is my gender column. Why I took this particular example? Because you will understand this thing. Okay, here you can see that I here drop first equal to true. Okay, that's why I am just trying to show you this thing. Okay, so I can be able to explain you that particular parameter as well, drop first. So now here you can see that, let's say this is my male female. Okay, male female, male female female, right? Now here you can see that I just apply the gate dummies, so I can simply say gender dummies column. Let's say dummies column is this. Now after this, in this particular column, how will be the value, what will be the value in the form of 0 and 1? If you see 0 0 1 0 0 0, now basically gate dummies create the dummy column based on your, you know the labels, how many labels are there. So let's say this particular column is for the, you can say that the male, right? This column is for the male M label, so that's why wherever it is M, you will find that the zero value, right? Wherever it is female, you will find that the exactly opposite value, 1, right? Because Python will, the computer will understand these two values, 0 and 1. So mostly here you will find that the, when you go with the gate dummies, you will see the values like 0 and 1. If there are more than, you know the two label, then you will find that the value 0 1 2 3 like this. Okay, and you will see the second column as this gender dummies female. Okay, and here again you can see, now this is about the female now, so wherever female is this, you will find the 0 value. Okay, you will find the 0 value. So male, sorry, no, not the male. Yes, my bad. Okay, like as we know, if there is a, female, then 0, otherwise 1. So male na, then 1, then 0 and 0. Now here you can see that we first created the gate dummies. Here just understand, we just, creating the gate dummies. Now how many columns will be created? Let's say this is my gender column, I just wanted to create the dummy, 2 columns will be created. Okay, initially. Now here what I am saying, drop first or drop last. Okay, both are same. If I go and drop these, let's say I am dropping these, okay, which means that I am just taking this particular column. Okay, and this will saying that 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So that is the thing over here. See, that is the thing over here. Okay, so basically we only took the one column, we removed the one column, because total we have how many columns, how many labels, 2 na, but we want only one. So let's say if we have the 3 column, sorry, 3 labels, male female, let's say any other is there, and let's say we have the, what I can say, I have the, let's say the type, unique type, let me show you this unique type. Let's say I have the fuel type is there. See, in the fuel type I have the 3 labels, petrol, diesel and CNG, right? Now in that case I'll get the 3 different columns, right? I'll get the 3 different column. See, and now I'll be taking only 2 columns. Why? Because let's say, if, okay, this particular column, okay, if the car is the petrol car, then here you can see the 1, otherwise 0 in this particular column. Okay, in the dummy column of the petrol car, right? If there is a car, in the second dummy column you will find that if there is a car and the fuel of type of that particular car is diesel, at that time you will find the 1 in that particular column, otherwise 0. Now in the third column, if there is a CNG car, then you will find that the fuel type for this CNG car is 1 for this particular column, otherwise 0. So which means that, let's say, if there is a CNG car, fuel type is CNG, and so for this here 1. So if, let's say, if I drop this CNG car type, okay, that particular dummy column, which means that, okay, whenever the CNG car is there, so at that time you will find that the 0 0 value for both the column. Yes, if the value for the both the column, my petrol dummy column, diesel dummy column is 0, right? And you will find that the CNG column is 1. Okay, which means that for this, okay, for getting the fuel type is CNG, okay, we'll have to add the 0 for these two columns. So instead of taking the 3 column, we can simply go ahead with the 2 column. That's why here we just added the one term, which is nothing but the drop first, right? Drop first column in simple word, right? So here, that's why we just added this particular type, the parameter, you can say. Okay, understood, guys, this particular topic? Okay, so that's why we can simply go ahead then. Okay, so what I can do, I can simply run this. So then you will understand this thing. Okay, then you will understand this thing. Now, what I can do, okay, these columns are nothing but my, you can see that the only 3 columns, viewer time, seller type, and transmission. Only 3 columns we just changed, huh? And after that, we just drop this. After adding this column, fuel type, okay, here you can see that we just drop this column from here, from my original data set in place equal to true. So here in my, okay, here you can see that the number of years old. Okay, now till these, here you can see selling price, cyclic, not it's not cyclic, I can say. It's like just the drop the one label, any one label. So that's why we are just, instead of dropping any other label, simply drop the first label, right? So here you can see that, okay, after these many column, because these columns are the, numeric column, selling price, present price, kilometer driven, fuel time, not this, owner and number of years old. So here you can see that these 5 columns are here. Okay, selling price, present price, kilometer driven, owner, and number of years. See, and now these columns, these 3 column you will see over here. Okay, you will see over here. Okay, so basically if you go ahead and see this fuel type, as we know there, okay, like there are 3 different fuel types, right? There are 3 different fuel types, right? So that's why here you can see the fuel type only 2, petrol or diesel. Okay, because we just drop the first, which means we drop the one label. We drop the one label, if you see. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, see, we just drop the one label CNG. And now what about others? So here you can see that in my sailor type, okay, we have only 2 columns, so that's why you will see that only one column for the sailor type. What about other transmission? Here again we have the 2 types, manual and automatic. That's why for those, okay, for these 2 column you will find that the only one column, sailor type individual and sailor, transmission manual. So if the, sailor type individual 0 means the car is automatic, right? And transmission, transmission equal to manual, which means here the 1. Otherwise, if transmission is, the automatic, then you will find the 0 in that particular column. So which means we just transform my data from this particular labels, manual or automatic, dealer or individuals, petrol, diesel or CNG, into the 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, now my model will able to understand this thing. Okay, because if I simply put this data, my model will never understand things what it is, because as we know, computer just understand the numbers. Computers just understand the numbers. That's why. Okay, so now here you can see that the number of columns. So just column names here you can see. Okay, if you wanted to see the correlation, because this is about the regression na car price prediction, so price is the numerical value, yes or no? You know, price is numerical value, that's why here you can see that data set correlation is there. So you will find that the correlation value. Okay, like as we understood the correlation, what is correlation in the previous session. So again, I'll never go into the depth of the correlation. This is the correlation, and from the here you will be able to understand, is there any relationship between the my, you know, my target selling price, you know, this is my the target column na, and any other remaining column. Okay, that's what we wanted to find out over here. Now after this, here you can see the visualization, data visualization in the heat map. If you see what is heat map, this is the color combination code, guys. If you change it, this is just the code. Okay, this is just the color combination code to get the color combination like this. This is annotate equal to true, which means you will see that the one line for the annotation, right? So that's how we can create the color, you know, data visualization. So what we did, we can simply go for the data dot correlation that we did over here. See the data dot correlation, we just assign as a correlation matrix. So this is my correlation matrix, if you see, right? Then after that, here you can see that what we are saying, that top correlation features, okay, as the correlation matrix dot index, right? Then what I can do, I can simply go ahead with the plotting the figure, and my figure size will be 10 by 10, 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. So here you can see that the, you know, the five, you know, squares are, you know, five rectangles are there. So this is about the, you know, each rectangle is for the, you will find that the width is going to be the 2 centimeters for this. And if you go over here and if you see the width, always again the, you can see that the 10 by 10, right? So this is 10 by 10 for the plot, so that's why you will see that the rectangle. So otherwise, because I added this one annotation over here now, so that's why here you can see that the rectangle, otherwise you will see that the squares, because this each thing is the 2 by 2. Okay, 2 cross 2. So here you can see that if you go and measure this from here, so you will see that the 10 centimeters. Now if you go you know, the below, I'll be creating the heat map. Okay, what I'm saying, I'll be creating the heat map, and in that I just added my data, which is nothing but my correlation, right? I'm just added my data, which is nothing but the correlation, if you see. And I'm just saying that annotate equal to 2 to see this, and you know, color mapping is there. So this is the color combination code is there. If I make any changes in that, you will see the error. Okay, so I don't want to make any changes in that, because you know, you can use any code over here. You can simply search for the cmap color map code, you will get the lot of color map code. You can use those code over there, over here, right? Instead of this, you will get the another color. Okay, but for now, okay, this is my the color combination depends on the value. You will say that if the value is 0.88, you will see that the color is very dark. If you see these diagonal values are 1, because the correlation between year by itself is always 1. Correlation between x by itself is 1. Okay, because if you see that if I wanted to find out the correlation of myself, it will be 1. Okay, because okay, there is a relationship between me and myself is always 1, because you can see that the me and myself is same. So that's why you can say that the one correlation is that. Okay, and for non-diagonals value, you can see the very less correlation. Okay, just for the one, you can see that the present price. So present price is highly correlated, because this is again, you can say that the very important features for this particular my, no, the my particular data, you can see. Now let me go and increase the size of the Jupyter notebook, and let me go and explain this further. The plot, this is again very much easy, again, because here we did nothing except for this particular line. Okay, why we use this here instead of using the matplotlib, what we use, we just use the cbon as sns. If you go over there on the first line, first cell of the code, where we import the library. So here, okay, over there we just imported the Seaborn library as SNS. Import Seaborn as SNS, the last library we just imported. So that's what we used over here, right? Now after this, guys, let us go over here and you know go ahead with the selling price. Just drop it, because here you can see that this is my y data. If you see, you know this is my y data. Let me go and show you over here. So here you can see what we did. We just drop it from here, okay, and arrange it in the last, because if you see that this is my the target, so it will be very easy to split my data into my input data, which means that my input data, with the help of these columns, I'll be creating the model which can predict the selling price na. So that's what we did over here. Okay, we just transform the order, the index of my selling price, and now we are just splitting my data into my input and output data. So now from here you will be able to see that now we are just building the model. Okay, now after this, guys, okay, after splitting my data into X and Y, there is one more thing. I just wanted to check the features. What I wanted to check is features importance. Okay, like which features having how much importance in my analysis. So what I can do, I can simply use a sklearn.ensemble, and we are using this particular algorithm, extra trees algorithm. There are a lot of algorithm, as I told you. Okay, as we understood the decision tree, random forest, logistic regression in the previous session, in the same way you will find that the extra tree regressive algorithm is there. This is again the tree based algorithm you will find. We are creating this and we are fitting it. Why we are doing this? Not to build the model. We are doing this not to build the model. We are doing this to understand the feature importance. Okay, you can use the random forest as well. Random forest is again find you the feature importance, okay, of your each and every feature. You can go with that as well. Okay, you can go with that XGBoost regressor as well, right? There are so many multiple algorithms. You can go with that to find out the feature importance, but for now we will be using the extra trees regressor. Let's go and run this. Okay, now we here you can see rest of the things are just the plot. We just use the you know the PD to get the series, to get the feature importance. Okay, to get this particular series, the vector you can say. Okay, and here we just use the matplotlib library to show the feature. Okay, and which kind of plot we are creating? We are creating the bar plot, bar h, which means bar plot is there, right? And here you can see that we just put it this into the largest, which means the ascending order. So you can see the ascending order like this. So first is nothing but the owner is nothing but the less importance having. The highest importance, okay, is related to the present price, which you can see over here in the you know in the 0.88 correlation with the which with the you can say that the selling price. If you see that the selling price and the present price correlation, okay, now let me show you over here. Okay, if you see that, see, this is my present price column and this is my selling price. If you see the third column, the third row, present price, if you see over here, my second column is selling price. Okay, either go or lower triangle matrix or the upper triangle. Both the way you can see 0.88, 0.88 for selling price and the present price. Okay, which means that there is a very strong relationship between the selling price and present price. If your car is if your the market price, you can say that the your showroom price of your car is, let's say, 1 crore, right? And after a few years you are you know selling that particular car, then you will get the money like this. You will get the amount which is which is like that particular amount. Okay, either 50 lakhs, 40 lakhs, like that. If you purchased this car from the showroom as a, let's say, 30, in the 30 lakhs, then when you go to sell that particular car, you will get the amount like this na. So that is why, okay, you will see that the present price is the highest importance, okay, in the particular data, okay, in the particular analysis you can see. Then after that, fuel type. Okay, fuel type is the feature. You will see that again the second highest important variable or the feature. Then the third one, transmission, manual or automatic. Nowadays it is very important factor. Okay, while we like, if you wanted to purchase, we can just go and see the car is automatic features or not, car is having automatic features or not. So like the, different automatic features you can see. So again, the transmission is, you can see that the third most important feature. Then the seller type, if it is individual or the dealer. You know, many of us are just preferring the individual, not from the dealer, because dealers are just, taking the commission. So like it's something like the, increase in the price of the car. So that's why here you can see that the, again, the fourth most feature. So like that you can see the, the feature importance plot. I just plotted for you guys to understand this, these different things, like how the machine learning can understand this. Like see, like if you wanted to, just purchase the price, purchase the car, then at that time you can also go with the same procedure. you can you can see the price, showroom price of that particular car. You will always see the fuel type, whether the petrol and diesel, isn't it? Okay, like how we are just managing thing, how we are just going with the question and answering kind of uh, thing. Like this, the machine learning also doing the same thing. That is why in the name itself you will see that the machine learning is there. you know Now let us go ahead with the next, guys. Let me increase the font size. Now here you can see we are just building the model. For that, as we know, we are just splitting my data into X and Y. Let's split my data into X and Y. And these are the few evaluation matrices, like the cross validation score. Let me explain this after, just, getting the value for each and every score. So after this, here you can see we are splitting my data into train and test. As I told you, we are just splitting our data into train and test. So how many, in how much order we are, just a ratio of the train and test will be like 70-30. Okay, 70% of my data will be in a train and 30% of my data will be in a test, right? So this is the thing. Let's go and run this. Now after this, guys, okay, we will be talking about the decision tree regressor. Now after splitting my data into the train and test, let's go and build the model. So as we understood that, guys, okay, how many models we created previously? We saw the regression model, logistic regression, decision tree, random forest. Okay, so now here we are just using the decision tree and random forest to build the model. So here you can see my decision tree regressor is here. Okay, here you can see we just imported my decision tree regressor. We just, build the model, which is my empty model, and now we are fitting my model on my train data, X and Y train data, if you see. And what we are doing, we are making the prediction in the fourth line of code. Now after that, this is my just the 4 line of code. Okay, you can make it in 1 line as well if you want. You can put the fit over here, dot fit, and after that you can fit, user dot predict after the dot fit. You can put it into the 1 line, so you can build the model and make the prediction in 1 line as well. Okay, like I'll show you all these thing like in a very detailed manner in the course. Like if you go ahead with that course now, so I'll show you that again in that course. Okay, so here you can see that next thing is that what I'm doing, I'm just making the print of my accuracy. Okay, this is score dot score is nothing but the accuracy, and the accuracy is what, training accuracy, because here you can see that we just added the train data na, so that's why training accuracy we are just finding out. Second thing is that I just wanted to find out the test accuracy. As we know, okay, we are just evaluating the model based on my test accuracy. So here you can see this is my test accuracy. Third thing is that cross validation. Okay, the cross validation is a technique of the sampling. As I told you, the one sampling method, the not one, few sampling method, random sampling, then stratified sampling, systematic sampling, cluster sampling, like that I told you few. So this is nothing but the cross validation sampling as well. So in that particular thing, model just while before creating the model, okay, we are just splitting my data into the the how many parts. Here you can see cross validation equal to 5. So basically in 5 parts I just splitted my data in the first. Now what I can do, I can took the first 4 part as my train, and I took the last part as my validation. Okay, that's why cross validation you can see. Now in the second thing, now after this I can find out the accuracy, and I go for the second. So here you will find that the 5 different accuracies with this cross validation. So you can understand, okay, which split you want, either the first fourth and one, or the first three, which means that first three and the fifth one into the training and the fourth one into the testing, like that. Okay, so that's how we can go ahead with and find out this. This is a bit advanced part, guys. Then print the accuracies for the cross validation. You will see that the 5 accuracies for that. Then after this, here you can see that we are just finding out these accuracies will be in the points. Okay, 0.89, point 0.9, like this. So here we are just transforming it into the percentage. Okay, like this, 90, 80, 89, like this. Okay, we are doing the same with the standard deviation, right? Accuracy, standard deviation. Now after this, as I told you, this particular evaluation matrices, mean absolute error, mean square error, so these are nothing but the the errors of my model. So that's what we are doing over here, right? And again, this again the one more thing, root mean square error, right? Again, these three things are nothing but the errors. These are the three different types, so you can find out the errors. Like I told you, I mentioned this in my course curriculum na, so that's why I mentioned this over here in the data science project. After this, here you can see that the r square is nothing but the evaluation matrix of the regression. So this is our regression problem, car price prediction. That's why I added over the this. Now after this, guys, here you can see that we are just creating the distribution plot. Okay, now here each and every time my Python is updating, that's why here, okay, we might get the warnings, but just we are ignoring the warning. And here you can see that we are just creating the scatter plot. Now let's go and run this. So see, I got the warning. Okay, what kind of warning I got? It is saying that use the dist plot or the use the hist plot. Okay, instead of the distribution plot, I use the dist plot now. Now what they did is, okay, what developer did, they just remove the t from here, and now they are saying use the dist plot. This is their update. Okay, so I don't want this update, because you can see that they just remove the t from here, and now they are saying that use the dist plot. Now I don't want to make any changes in my code, so that's why I'll go with this same, right? So that's why I'm ignoring this particular warning, right? User warning is this. Okay, now let me explain this particular code with you. This plot is nothing but the distribution plot. See, okay, like I told you, the distribution plot. So in the dist plot, okay, you will see that the same. Okay, but you will see only the bars. You will see, let me show you. Okay, let me just go over here. Let me just remove the t from here. Now first you can see the how the distribution plot looks like, dist plot. Okay, now we can go with the dist plot. Let me go and run this again. Now here you can see warning is gone, and now we got the plot. But now it's bit difficult to understand this. There is no curve, there is no line of curve is there, right, to understand whether my plot is normal or not na. So that's why I go with the t. Okay, and here I want the warning, no issue. Okay, but here you can see that now I am able to understand this plot in a very good manner, because here you can see that the line of curve. So I can say that yes, my how my density distribution of my data looks like, right? This is the thing. Now here you can see that the training accuracy 100% for the decision tree, then the training accuracy for the test. So for test data, my training at testing accuracy is going to be the 92%. Okay, but here you can see I'm comfortable to see these plots with the help of this plot na. So I'm just ignoring this warning and I'm going with the same plot, right? That is the thing here. Now here, as I told you, the CV cross validation score CV equal to 5. That's why here I got the 5 accuracies. See, this is my 5 accuracy and this is the average of my 5 accuracies, 86%, right? Then the standard deviation is 9.22%. Why? Because here you can see in the first you will find that the 95 accuracy, 84, then 69 only directly, then 92. That's why here you can see that the standard deviation is 9.22. Then these are the error. Okay, error are nothing but the what are the errors in your model. Okay, and these are the few evaluation matrices you can go ahead with. So these are just the understand the things. Okay, understand your model based on the error. You can compare it the error with the multiple models, like we are comparing it with the another model which is our random forest model. Then these three are nothing but the error. The R square is 92%. Again, the very good R square I can say. Okay, so what I can do, I can simply go ahead with the random forest regression now. Now, as I know, as I told you this all, so I can simply go with, okay, and I can simply run this because the code is same. The code is same. There is no different. I just imported it. I just created it. I just fit it on my train data. I make the prediction on the test data, and I can find out the accuracy, training, testing, and all these things. So the here you can see the training accuracy, here you can see the testing accuracy. Testing accuracy will be 86%, and for this here you can see the 92% training testing accuracy. Okay, so here you can see that the decision tree model is good than the random forest. Okay, now after this, here you can see all the things CV accuracy is there, and now you can compare the errors with the previous model. Okay, whichever model give you the lowest value, go with that particular model. Go with that particular model. Now the third thing is that, okay, so this is the thing. Now after this, here you can see we have the voting regressor. This is some kind of regression. You can use the multiple model in it and you can go with the voting regressor simply. Okay, see here I'm just using my decision tree, again the random forest, and I'm using it. Okay, I'm importing it from the ensemble method, which is same we imported the random forest is, right? And I'm doing the same thing. See, the code is same for all the three model. Okay, because just for the simplification, okay, just to understand the code, you will understand the code. That's why I did this. Okay, let's go and run this. Okay, now after this, here you can see all the things. Okay, here the the voting accuracy is going to be the 90%. Okay, here there is some problem with the decision tree, because the decision tree might give you the overfitted results. So here you can see that the training accuracy is 100%, which means that the model is overfitted. Okay, the accuracy is good 92%, but here the model is overfitting model. Okay, and no one accept the overfitted model, so that's why I'll have to go with the another model. That's why I did this. Okay, and I got the accuracy as the 90%, and my model is now around 98% accurate. Okay, so again you can see that the you know the quality for this model is good as compared to the decision tree or random forest. So what I can do, I can simply go over here and I can select this model and I can save it into the pickle file. Okay, I can simply dump my model into the pickle file. Okay, and I can simply load and I can show you how my model works. I'll just add the values, random values I just added as my the my you can say present price. Here you can see the petrol, how long this car driven like this. So I did this all and I just got the output. Okay, now I want this kind of output in my app, in my app. Now after building it, you know let's move to this. and here you can see few templates. Okay, this template is basically the template of your web page. So here few, few line of HTML you will have to know. Okay, like this is not the big thing. Okay, in 1 hour you will understand the HTML. Okay, this is not the big thing, you will understand this into the 1 hour. Okay, this is the CSS, this is the, the, we can say that the designing part of the HTML. Okay, this is the CSS and HTML we did. Now what we can do, we can simply, after showing you this pickle file, I can simply open the Anaconda prompt. Anaconda prompt, I can simply open it. Okay, let me open this. Okay, now what I can do, now see, those who wanted to see how I can created that particular plot now, that particular web page. So for those, here you can see, just go and select the folder which you have the app.py file. This is my app.py file, this is my path. Copy this path and in the Anaconda prompt use it. Okay, first mention the cd, which means change the directory, and simply paste this path over here, enter this, and now simply use this code as the python app.py and enter it. That's it. Okay, that's it guys, and now here you can go. It will take some time to process, and now it will give you the one, the one, you can say HTTP output. So simply use the control, okay, and enter this, and now here you can see, simply select this, and now this particular link automatically, okay, get over here in the, you know the browser. You can see now, you can simply the add and you can get the predictions from here. Now let me go with the 2011 11 lakh, then the 12,000 kilometer driven car. Okay, previous owner, the second hand car is this. Okay, I just, let's go with the CNG now. Okay, and then the dealer or individual, let's say the dealer now. Okay, the manual car or automatic car now. Okay, selling price will be 7,44,000. Okay, that is how you can go ahead with. Okay,